Before we get started with this video, I would like to mention that you can get started with part 2 of this series, which is the Blue Team series, by clicking on the link in the description section, where you will be required to provide your first name, last name, email, and company, after which you'll be provided with instant on-demand access to the videos included in part 2 of this series. These videos include host-based intrusion detection with OSSec, memory acquisition with Lime, memory forensics, disk analysis, Docker image analysis, and incident response with FireEye Redline. So do be sure to check this out. The videos are 100% free. All you need to do is register, and you'll be able to access the videos. All right, so we've been able to take a look at the logs and the log format. What we now need to take a look at is, because I think that's pretty much it in regards to what we needed to do, we actually need to configure Suricata and Wazuh, right? So I already have set up a Wazuh server just for this demonstration. This is not the one we used in the previous video, so I'll need to add this system as an agent. So I'll just log in for the first time so you can see what that looks like. So again, Elastic Stack here. And we'll give this a couple of seconds. And this should be running without any issues. I'm just going to let it query all the, run all the checks it needs to perform. Looks like we have an issue here. Yeah, it looks like it's okay now. So let's just restart that. Let's perform the health check again. Okay, that looks like it's done checking correctly. What we can do next is we can go ahead and, make a few configurations that we need to perform. Ideally, in this case, we do not really need to perform or enable vulnerability detection. So I'm going to add an agent here. And before we do that, I think we need to configure an option under the configuration here. So if we take a look at the configuration, we can see that JSON output, yes, that's for OSSec. The logging format, that's fine. Policy monitoring, that's fine as well. What's the other option that we needed to? We don't need OS query here. Vulnerability detector is actually disabled. We don't need that right now. Let's see, file integrity is enabled. That's perfectly fine. I think we'll need to configure the options. So I think we will need to configure the options on the agent itself. So let's go back into agents, and I'm going to add this Ubuntu system. So I'll say Debian, this is x86. We need the IP address of the Wazuh server here. If you have a domain, that will be applied. We'll just add it to the default group, and I can copy this command, and that should install it. So what we'll do is, let's just hit enter. That's going to download the Debian package and install it. There we are, unpacking the Wazuh agent, and it's going to set it up with the correct parameters. And then systemctl daemon reload, and we can essentially enable and start the Wazuh agent. So I'll say sudo systemctl stop Suricata first, because we don't need that running right now. Sudo systemctl daemon reload. Sudo systemctl. If you want the Wazuh agent to run on system startup, we can say enable Wazuh. Let me just type that in correctly. So Wazuh, what's the name? It's the Wazuh -agent. There we go. And we can then start it. And then we need to make, it looks like we had an issue here. So let's just check the status here, because for some reason, status, it looks like we have an issue with the configuration. That's not being displayed here. Wazuh log collector, invalid value element for log collector. Let's see if we can modify the configuration. So that is under Vim. Sorry, that's under var. sorry, not etc, var. We can say OSSEC or OSSEC etc. I believe it should be under that directory. Let's just list the contents of it because the file should be contained within it. So I know we have the etc directory. It doesn't exist here. That's very interesting. Yeah, it actually exists. So etc, and the name of the file is ossec.conf. I believe we need to configure a few things. So sudo vim. All right, so that looks like it's fine. What we need to configure in terms of log collection, which I think was what was causing the issue. System inventory, sys collector disabled, no. Startup, yes. Packages, ports, that's fine. Let's see. Synchronization is fine. SCA is enabled. File integrity is enabled. Let's see what else we have here. Database synchronization. Local. So this is where we can specify our own logs. So the actual log files. So this is the log file that is correct. That is actually collected. So that's the netstat command. Active response, it looks like we don't have anything there. Okay, so we can add our own log format. So this is for active response. This is snort, syslog, local file. We need to add the actual, we need to add another local file option here. So I'm going to say local file. I'm just going to add in the lines and then I'll show you what I've added. All right, so this is the configuration here that will allow us to, or will allow the agent to send back the logs within var log suricata eve.json because we want them in JSON format. So I'll just write and quit, and let's see if we can actually start that Wazuh agent. It looks like we still have the issue here, so I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. And if I say status, let's see what the issue is. Invalid element for log format, which is snort. And then we have another configuration error. So configuration error at etc ossec.conf. And then another one on the following line. So 1202. Okay, so let's fix the first one. All right, so I managed to fix the issue. This was to do with the actual snort log location, which was what was causing the issue. So I managed to remove that line from the configuration file, the ossec configuration file. So all I did was at the bottom here where, you can essentially specify the log files that you would like Wazuh to essentially import or to, essentially display. I got rid of the snort, the actual snort configuration here. So, we have syslog, we have the active response log, we have auth.log, syslog, dpkg.log, kernel.log, and eve.json logs. So I can write and quit, and we can then say sudo systemctl start suricata, suricata.service. So now the intrusion detection system or suricata is running in the background and it's going to detect any suspicious network activity. All right, so once that is done, if we go back to Wazuh here and we click on agents, that agent should communicate back. There we are. You can see it there. And if we take a look at security events, and this is where we can then click on the actual events themselves, and then we can filter based on what we are looking for specifically. So the index is Wazuh alerts. We then have the ability to essentially, bring in the eve.json files produced by produced by Suricata. One additional configuration that you need to make in order for this to work, as I've seen with my own experience, is to also add the actual, Suricata log file here, the actual specification within the Wazuh configuration. So I'm just going to save that there. and we're going to restart the manager now. So I'll just click on that there, and we'll give that a couple of seconds. So I'm just going to wait for this to restart, and then once that is done, it should get those events or alerts that are being logged by Suricata. So after a couple of seconds, you will be able to essentially view the Suricata alerts, and you can view that by, again, clicking on the agent itself. So in my case, black box, security events, clicking on events, and we can add the filter here, and the filter that we want to add is going to be called rule.groups, because we only want to view the Suricata log. So we're going to say rule.groups is, and we should have the Suricata option here because it should actually be displayed. So Suricata, for some reason that isn't being displayed. That's very weird. Although that is highlighted here. As you can see, we have the latest Suricata log. So as you can see, ICMP ping, that was the rule that we essentially generated. That's very weird that it isn't actually here. That's interesting. So let me just refresh this, because I think that's one of the issues here with the filter, but it should actually allow you to specify the rule group as Suricata. If not, you can still view those events. So you can see we have the Suricata alerts here. So yeah, it's actually added now. Fantastic. So we can head back over into events and add the filter there. Just wait for this to bring that up here. So we can say rule.group is, and we can then say Suricata. It should actually exist here. That's very weird that it doesn't. So rule.groups is, let's see, I know we need to specify the group. So rule.description, GID, rule.description is, let's see, there aren't any options here. So we can say in this case, hold on, so let's actually use the previous filter. So rule.groups is, and you know, we can then say that actually should exist here, but for some reason that's not being displayed. As I said, it should actually be highlighted there. We can say exists, and in this case, you know, we can say, let's just say it is there, but that, as I said, that's not being highlighted there. If I show the syslog, events, because we're using syslog to get those ones there, you can see it doesn't display that there, and that is because we should be able to specify the actual filter. So, you know, let me just say rule.groups is, again, that should be highlighted, although I think that might be an issue with the actual Wazuh manager. So if I restarted it, you would be able to see that. But if you click on security events here, you can see that that actually is highlighted. So we have Suricata being displayed here in terms of the alert groups. Well, should we actually use alert groups? I'm not really sure. So we can say maybe alert.group. Alert, no, that's not. So we can say alert. Yeah, that's don't think that'll actually tell us that there, because alert GID, if we say is and we select that there, yeah, so that's not going to work. So if I say rules.group, rule.groups is equal to, in this case, yeah, it's still not highlighted. So let me just restart Suricata. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but you can see that the Suricata alerts are being logged here, which is great. So, you know, they're also being highlighted here under the rule groups, which is very weird. So let me just restart that. So management, configuration, and I think we can actually restart the manager there. So just restart that. Just wait for it to restart. So I've just restarted the manager, and I think we can just say Suricata here just to have it displayed. So if I hit save, then because that's not an added rule group, you can see that's actually being displayed now. So we click on events. Even though Suricata is not coming up as a rule group, we can actually get those alerts or events being displayed here by adding the rule group. So we can just say let me just click this here, include in results, and I click on it again, edit this filter. You can see rule groups is, and then just type in Suricata, and that should work. So we can just test one more time. I'm just going to run the same one of the same tests that we performed earlier on, whereby we essentially made a curl request to the actual to a website called testmynids.org, where we're essentially just checking the user ID or getting a user ID response back. So I'll just open this up, and I can say, for example, curl, and we can then say http testmynids.org and uid index.html, and let's see if this actually works. So I'll just hit enter, and let's see whether that is actually logged here. So we can refresh that, and I know it usually takes a couple of seconds for Suricata to also to actually have that logged, and then it should actually be highlighted here. So I'm just going to give it a couple of seconds. There we are. We can actually see it here. So we've got alert GPL attack response. And the great thing, because we used JSON, we have the table information there. We have the JSON tab there. You can see that we actually get the JSON data here. So we can essentially view information regarding that particular alert in this case. So yeah, that's really what I wanted to highlight in regards to Suricata. It's a really, really powerful IDS IPS solution. So that's going to conclude the practical demonstration side of this video. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section, or you can join the HackerSploit forum and I can give you a response there. The link to that is in the description section. If you want to register for part 2 of this series, which will be on Linode's On24 platform for free, you can do that by clicking on the link in the description section as well. With that being said, in the next video, we're going to be taking a look at security event monitoring with Splunk. So essentially what we'll be doing is taking a look at how to set up Splunk through Linode, which is really awesome, and then how we can get the same logs, the various snort logs and the Suricata logs into Splunk for monitoring. It's essentially just going to be the similar process with as we just saw with Wazuh. The only difference is we're going to take a look at how we can use Splunk for security event monitoring, and how to essentially have those logs get sent to Splunk so that they're actually displayed in real time. So that's going to be it for this video, and I will be seeing you in the next video. I just want to take a couple of moments to thank our Patreons. Thank you Michael Hubbard, Dustin Umpress, Jerry Speds, Doozy, Sid Saab, Ryan Carr, Shamir Douglas, Jojo Bibi, Palangos, Kushkev, RS, Nino Buikov, and David Bricker. You guys are really awesome. Thank you very much for supporting us, and you guys make these types of videos possible. So we really appreciate it, and we look forward to producing even more high quality content.